Hey there, welcome to Matt's Garage.
Let me flip it around.
Okay.
Alright, here we go. So this is her.
Yeah, and the underside is nice on it as well, I assume?
Yeah, this is the other side. Yeah, so this side
I
I showed you, I showed you that side already.
No, I mean the underside, the undercarriage.
Oh, the underneath? Yeah, it's always been in the garage.
Okay. So there you go, guys. We might be getting an O2 Dream Cruiser on Matt's Garage here. My mom found this one, and it's actually in Toronto. It's a American car from Florida, so it's supposed to be rust-free and everything. Normally I wouldn't buy a car out of Ontario. So my friend just sent through a picture of the engine bay. He's at the car now, and we did our Carfax investigation here. We're still waiting on the liens to load up. Now the interesting thing is we were given the story that it was the guy's father's car and that it had come from Florida and it had been a one-owner car. And none of that is true. According to Carfax, it was bought new in Quebec and Quebec, Canada. It's never been in the U.S. at all. You can see here, and this is why it's important to get Carfax, the car had 77,998 kilometers on it. And then 2 months later, it only had 49,000 kilometers on it. So somebody's either changed out the odometer, which should have been reported here, and it wasn't. So somebody's illegally rolled back the odometer on this car at some point. My friend's still there looking at the car, but he just sent me this picture. And that's a deal breaker for us. That's way too much rust to even consider the car. That's in the torque box area just under the front of the car where the K-frame or the subframe on the front connects up to the main structure of the car. And that car is pretty much toast. So we kind of struck out on the Inca Gold PT there, and we also found out something very odd about it, is that the Inca Gold Dream Cruisers never came in a turbo. That one was a turbo, and somebody's told us that the intake on that car looks like it's from an '05. So we're thinking that car was actually swapped. But regardless, we've now found ourselves a tangerine Dream Cruiser, and Mom's just about to type in the VIN number and to Carfax, and we're going to run a Carfax, and if that all checks out, we're going to be looking at this car and likely buying it.
Run report. No damage records found.
That's very good.
Alberta, normal.
That's very good.
Not actively declared.
And U.S. history is
History's
found. Yes! It came in 2016.
Wow.
Pretty close to what he said.
Yep.
Well, we're headed to pick up a '03 Dream Cruiser, and not just any '03 Dream Cruiser. It's one of the tangerine turbo ones, but it's also from California, so it's 100% rust-free, which is very rare for us in Alberta. But we got about an 8-hour drive ahead of us because it wasn't quite local to us. It's a bit of a hike away, but it will be worth it. So we just got to hop over the Rocky Mountains here and grab it and head home. Okay guys, well we're a couple hours into our trip here, and we're just we've had to drive through Mexico quite a bit because we're behind times here, but we're getting there.
Really cool.
There's a Corvette or something. Corvette.
Oh yeah, a white one. See, he can't go any faster either.
Oh, that was a cop. Are we good?
I think so.
Just driving along at a nice leisurely pace right now, just kind of with a group of cars, and we're 3 hours out? About 3 hours away right now, so everything's going smoothly. We're passing a lake. It is green.
It's called Bow Lake. This is a very famous part of the Canadian Rockies.
Yeah, welcome to beautiful British Columbia. That doesn't even say that on their sign? I thought it would. It says that on their license plate.
Do you want to talk about being on the Trans-Canada now?
Are we on the Trans-Canada?
Yeah.
Hey, we're on the Trans-Canada! Okay guys, well we're in Golden, BC. Got about 4 more hours to go, but everything's going smoothly so far. PT's running good. Getting up all the hills, no problem. What lane do we be in? Right?
I don't know. I think so. I think they go in. Yeah, it's a medium
okay.
one.
Oh, SUV up there slows down at even the hint of a corner. There was a Corvette. I can't imagine his frustration. We should weave.
You saw?
What's that, honey?
You saw?
Yes.
Solemn, yeah. There's gravel on one side, that makes it a little trickier.
Maybe we would have a car waiting.
We have to skip every other one. Well, we're just entering our first tunnel, guys. There's a few tunnels through here. Oh, that's great. Oh, look at that. I hope you got that. There we go, guys. We're passing the summit of Rogers Pass right now. This is a little display they have set up for it.
He's working for Coke.
See that Subaru?
No, I didn't.
It was lowered like low. It was a Forester, but it was like that far off the ground. Columbia River.
Yeah, this is the Columbia River, honey. And look at the train over there, too. Yes, it is a cool bridge. This is known as the castle on the lake. And then there's this lovely name, nobody will believe it, Sicamous.
There's a giant chair. There's a Tesla.
There we go, we got the Tesla. Oh yeah, this place is cool. I think they have hubcaps or something. Look at them all now.
Oh, we should get that. We'll
Well, on the way back you'll have to get it. Well, there's an ambulance coming. So I don't think you're allowed to go.
Just in the motel room, guys, but you can see I got the perfect parking spot right there for the PT. Nash is just enjoying his motel room stay here, right?
Doors for the great. That is pretty. See the color of the lake, honey? The name of it is Kalamalka, and it means lake of many colors. It's an Indian word. There used to be a ferry to go across here.
Well, guys, we're just passing by Okanagan Lake there. Pretty cool. Okanagan Wine Country welcomes you. We won't be sampling any of the wine, but we're enjoying the scenery. There's another Corvette. A lot of Corvettes today.
Oh, I see the car.
A car.
Yeah, finally. Duh.
We're not good at this.
We're not good at this. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, guys, here we go. We're at the Tangerine Dream. We're gonna buy it. We had already put a deposit down on it, but we did take it for a test drive and give it a final check over. just to make sure it's what we want it. There are some defects. You can see it's taken a little bump there before. I did check the structure in behind there. Everything seems fine. Nothing's bent up. It's just, you know, parking lot damage. There's a couple little dings. I don't know how well they'll show on camera. But I mean, it is an 03. It does have 180,000 kilometers on it. 111,000 miles. But seats are, I'd say, 8 out of 10 nice, and you know, there's no significant wear on them anywhere, and they'll clean up good. We can hit them with some conditioner. It's pretty cool with the colored inserts and everything. It's even got the little Dream Cruiser mats there. The back seat here, pretty nice as well. Main thing with it is 100% rust free. This is a genuine California car, and it doesn't have the typical rocker panel rust. It doesn't have any undercarriage rust. I checked all that. Rust wise, there's nothing. This car is as clean as it gets underneath. Just a really clean car. You can see it's got a few dents in it. It's not mint, but like I told Mum, we could leave this car here and go searching and never find another one better. So I mean, we're talking about a 2003 car that was made in limited numbers. So it's got the Dream Cruiser plaque on it, so it's Series 2, number 1120, and there was 7,800 of these cars made, I believe. Well, we're driving the Dream home now. Just following Mom. So we've come back about half an hour towards home so far. We're getting quite a bit of attention. There's not as many PT Cruisers in BC, so seeing two of them together on the highway like this is probably quite a sight. We've made it this far. We're a couple hours down the road. The one issue with it is the air conditioning conked out about half an hour into the trip. The cap's off the charge port, so I'm suspecting that it was just recharged so that it would work during the test drive, which it did. We of course tried it and it worked, but the compressor's also making some bad sounds, so I think that it needs a new compressor, unfortunately. Mom's just gonna try contacting the seller right now and see if he'll do anything for us on that. Other than that, it's driving great and I don't really have too many concerns. What do you guys think of this? That is nice. So guys, we're just at a rest stop. Everything's going good. I still have no air conditioning, but the good news is the seller seems like a stand-up guy, and he has offered to give us some money back. We're going to figure it all out when we get home. We'll figure out how much a new compressor cost. There you go, guys. We've been convoying along and everything's going good, but Mom's actually going to book a motel. We were going to try and drive home tonight, but it's going to be after dark, and Mom doesn't see that well after dark, so we don't want to risk it. We're going to get a motel for the night, and we'll head home in the morning. The car doesn't have a plate on it because it's got a permit on it. It is all legal and everything. How cool is this old Bronco, guys? The plow on it. Somebody added homemade wings to the plow, you can see. But the Bronco's in really nice shape. Like, I can't believe that's a plow truck. Look how clean it is. Hardly a drop of rust on it. That's an automatic too. That would be a sweet plow truck. Well, good morning, guys. Next morning here, we're just leaving Golden, BC. I just finished gassing up the Turbo PT here. Yeah, Mark 8 zooming along. Train out over there. It's pretty cool. Kind of like it's all just a riverbed there. It's awesome that I have a turbo, but unfortunately Mom does not. So she struggles a little on the hills in her non-turbo PT. This thing does coast straight up and I'm hardly even touching the gas. Like, it's only at 2200 right now. Wow, that's quite the view there, guys. So Rocky Mountains, if I didn't already say.
Holy Daddy. He's leaving us in the dust.
Okay guys, here we are. You can see we're back at the shop with the Tangerine Dream here, and everything went really well on the trip. In fact, we only had one problem with the car, and it was a non-vital thing. It's the air conditioning. I'm gonna go ahead and order a new compressor, condenser, dryer, all that stuff, and we'll obviously have a video coming up on replacing all that. And neither car had any issue aside from that air conditioning issue. My mom's 04 Limited ran flawlessly the whole trip. I'm actually a big fan of orange. I once painted a car all up in bright orange, a little Chevette actually, and always been a fan of the color. I love the contrast between orange and black, so for me this package is kind of the ultimate. And my mom feels the same way. My mom actually bought a brand new orange Super Beetle Love Bug Edition in 1974. And we still know the current owners of that car. We're still connected to that car. And pretty cool cars too. They're all orange and black. And so I guess for Mom this kind of reminds her of that car. And of course it's got a little more go power than the old Volkswagen had there, so she can have a little bit of fun with it. My mom's got a bit of a heavy foot, and she can certainly appreciate a car with a little bit of go power. And you're probably wondering how much we paid for this car. So actually Mom paid $4,500 for it. That was the firm price on it, and the seller had some other people interested in it. We had actually put a deposit down on it before we drove up. Had it been local, perhaps we would have tried to get the price lowered. There are a few defects, but honestly, if this car was minty mint, which would be really uncommon for an 03 vehicle, it would probably be more like a $6,000 car. So I guess for $4,500, I think that's a fair price for what we got. We didn't get any sort of a screaming deal or anything like that. I do hear that the price of these is going up, and my mom definitely plans on keeping it in this condition or better. This color really glows out in the sun. I want it to call the car Orange Crush, but Mum wants to call it Taz, as in Tasmanian Devil. The car does have some attitude when you get on the gas pedal. The name kind of suits, but I thought Orange Crush sounded a little more innocent. Thanks for watching Matt's Garage. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourself a great day.